help you say whatever it is you need to say. Welcome to our world of yum.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. It's the happy hour. 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary with you. What's up, Rico?
Hello.
How's it going, man?
It's going fantabulous. How are you?
We're okay. We're hanging in there.
You good? Your Cubs lost.
They did lose. They're on a losing streak right now.
Damn straight they are.
They're not going to win at all.
Woohoo!
So congratulations to everybody who took the under.
Victory. I told you guys to hammer the under. Never in doubt.
Yeah. So listen to Rico. I will remind you that his college football picks are 16 and 22.
Never in doubt. Hey, I'm on my way back up. Had a great week.
You are, and it is a good college football weekend. So looking ahead, here we go, Rico. Let's just look ahead at some of the games that we might be able to pick this week. As always, 402-464-5685, the Honda Lincoln Hotline, the Starter Heyman text line, both those open for you guys the entire show today. There is a college football game tonight.
Oh, who plays?
It's actually a pretty good one. SMU and UCF.
Ooh, wait a minute.
It's actually a pretty good one. SMU,
A future Big 12 member and SMU.
SMU, who is 2-2 overall, going up against UCF, who is 3-1 overall. They are playing down in Orlando.
The Bounce House.
The Bounce House. I forgot that it was called the Bounce House. So
Dude,
how about that?
Some stadiums, some arenas, some universities have the coolest names for their
like
places
nicknames.
of games. Yes.
Michigan State is the Woodshed.
That's honestly pretty cool. I don't know when it became the Woodshed, but I like it.
I thought it became the Woodshed when Nebraska went there.
Honestly, maybe.
Did Nebraska make it the Woodshed?
Maybe they made it up just for Nebraska. Like the Woodshed,
maybe.
The Big House, the Horseshoe, or just the Shoe.
Who is SMU's coach now that they fired?
Sonny Dykes left?
Sonny Dykes is at TCU now.
I was going to say, Sonny Dykes isn't there anymore. I have no
Um,
idea who they hired.
I had no idea either. Maybe it was just an offensive coordinator. Or
Eric
something like
Dickerson. They brought him back to be a coach.
that. Oh, really? Is that right? SMU head coach. We'll figure this out. But either way, that game I think I saw is Rhett Lashley.
Yep, obviously. How could we forget?
Where was he at?
Rhett
That's right.
Lashley.
He was the offensive coordinator at Miami.
Yep, how could we forget Rhett Lashley?
We couldn't. Once again, 402-464-5685, the Honda Lincoln Hotline, the Starter Heyman text line. Both those are open for you. Speaking of stadiums and cool places to play, we're going to rank today the Big Ten stadiums later in the show. We're going to rank the Big Ten stadiums. I also want to get into, obviously, Nebraska football. We broke down pretty deep Nebraska's offensive numbers yesterday. We can kind of go back into that if we decide to. Nebraska's total offense ranks, I believe, 47th in the country. Total offense, 47th in the country, 5.9 yards per play, 437 yards per game as well. They are running on average 74 plays per game, and 43 of those are rushing plays. They're 67th in scoring offense, scoring 31 points per game as well. And you feel pretty decent about the offense as long as Nebraska's defense plays like they did against Indiana, right? Because you don't want to count that fumble, the touchdown that they scored off the Chuba Purdy fumble against the defense. So really, the defense allowed 14 points over the weekend. And if they can back that up with a pretty strong performance on Friday night against Rutgers, then you're starting to really think that maybe this defense can take a step forward. And it's not – you're going to have to rely on your offense to win you a football game, obviously, but not as much if you're able to at least
you don't have to be
get better.
You don't have to be perfect on offense now that the defense is playing, or at least has played up to a better level, a higher level. And I know it's one game, but honestly, everybody wants to talk about the second half defense, and that was the best part of the defense. But the first half defense, even with the 2 long drives to end the second quarter that tied the game up, the defense in the first half played really well. So if you can just get that first half defense, despite the 2 touchdowns, even if you allow 2 touchdowns a game, I mean, I'll take that if the offense is at the level that they are capable of playing at, that we've seen multiple times. So if the offense can hold up their end of the bargain, and the defense plays to a level that now we know they can play to, then you should feel pretty confident in Nebraska going up against this Rutgers team, who I know they only have one loss, right, against Ohio State. They have the 1 loss against Ohio State, so they're 4-1, but their 4 victories aren't really over powerhouses or and I know Nebraska lost to Georgia Southern.
Come on, Rico.
But teams that you would be worried about Nebraska losing to.
So Rutgers is 3-2 on the year, 0-2 in the Big Ten. They're 0-2 in the Big Ten. They started out 3-0 with wins against on the road at Boston College. 66-7 victory over Wagner. They beat Temple 16-14, and now they've lost 2 in a row against Iowa 27-10.
I forget the Iowa game.
Yeah, they played Iowa at home. They lost that one 27-10. That was an anomaly because Iowa's defense scored 27 points.
Iowa's defense scored twice. They got an offensive touchdown, and they also got a special teams touchdown, I think. They got a lot. They got 1 offensive touchdown.
A lot of non-offensive touchdowns.
Yeah,
so their 1 touchdown came from Williams on a touchdown run. Spencer Petras' stats in that game against Rutgers: 11 of 17, 148 yards. That's it. In that game, Simon, their Rutgers quarterback, had 2 picks. Now, once again, Evan Simon, sophomore quarterback, expected to start on Friday night. Noah Vedral is battling an injury where
I think it's a thumb injury.
He said yesterday in the press conference that it's getting better, but he's going to be a game time decision on Friday night. So let's just kind of plan accordingly for Evan Simon. A sophomore quarterback, stands at 6'3", 640 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 picks. Has a QBR of 48.2. So not that great either. Spencer Petras still has a QBR over 20, by the way. Or excuse me, under 20 at 17.8.
Look at him. That's elite right there at a Power 5 school. We have people on the text line. I'll just read a couple of them. Waterboy says, our defense played great and all, but let's not forget wide receiver 1 and 2 were out for Indiana.
Yeah,
that is true. But Nebraska was also starting a true freshman at corner who was going up, his first real action in a game. So he, that's still stuff. I mean, if you want to keep going back
football.
with,
if you want to think it's football,
if you want to keep going back with, they were out wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. Okay, well, it's next man up. That's what everybody says for Nebraska. It's what everybody says for every other team. All right, next man up. They're still Division I Power 5 football players. It doesn't matter if they're the 3rd or the 4th string. They're still supremely talented athletes. They still had their number 1 tight end, and he put in some pretty solid work. It's even if they were without wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, it doesn't matter. Nebraska's defense stepped up to the task and stopped who was on the field.
I also just to a certain extent, I think you can point at every game and you can find a caveat to why somebody did what they did, right? Now it's important to be realistic, obviously, right?
I mean, we're not saying that they're going to be the best defense in the land, but we're saying that they took if you would have put the defense that Nebraska played against Georgia Southern out there against Indiana without wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2, Indiana probably wins that game because the defense was atrocious in the first 4 games of the season. But the defense took a step forward, a small step forward. And I know, wet blankets out here telling us to slow down. They took a step forward and they did a really good job. And if they can continue on that pace, if they can just build upon what they did, which Mickey Joseph has said multiple times, you stack practices, you stack days, you stack games. If they can stack on that and maybe get a little bit better, a smidge better, then I feel really good about this defense going up against a Rutgers offense that honestly isn't scary.
I'll go back to what I've always said is you can't control right now in the moment. Nebraska can't control who's on their schedule, right? Because after Rutgers, let's say Nebraska goes out and plays a pretty good game in all areas of the football game. especially defense, because that's the side of the ball that's being criticized the most, and rightfully so. People are going to, we're going to have folks that text in and call in and tweet at us that says, hey, listen, it's against Rutgers and Indiana. We need to slow our roll. But right now, in the moment, Nebraska, unfortunately, can't control who they play. They play Rutgers on the schedule. It's not like they can't control that they don't play a top 25 program right now or an undefeated program, right? And let's be honest, for their sake, it's probably a good thing that they don't. Why? Because Mickey Joseph and company, the coaches especially, have talked about how they need to learn or how they need to learn how to win, basically. And last weekend was step one, and now Friday presents step two or opportunity number two to show yourself, not even the fans, not the media, not even the coaches.
Yeah.
Show yourself that you know how to win, especially if it's a close game, right? We went into that fourth quarter on last Saturday. I believe it was 21-21, but Nebraska's defense was playing well. And there was some of us that were like, yeah, listen, like it's a little bit of a nervous feeling around the football stadium right now because it's Nebraska trying to play in a close game. And then they were able to come out, and with 4 minutes or so left in the ball game, I can tell you I wasn't concerned. I wasn't worried about it. I wasn't like, all right, Nebraska, just why? Because they had only allowed 14 points defensively the entire game. Connor Bazelak also did not look good.
No.
Also,
he looked like he has all season.
He threw the ball a lot.
He threw the ball a lot, and he completed half of them.
So I think, once again, like we sit here and rightfully so, maybe criticize how poor this defense has played. However, I think it's okay to expect a Husker win on Friday based on how they played last Saturday and based on how you feel about this team. Not what you see necessarily, but how you feel about this team.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is a different feeling around the program, within the program, I should say, with the new guys in charge. And we get to see what was put on social media. We get to see all of that. But not once did you ever see Trev Alberts in a locker room saying something like that. Not once did you see players chanting their coach's name like that. There's a feeling, and call us crazy because we're sitting here 5 weeks into the season, right? And saying this again, because in all honesty, we were saying at the beginning of the season.
It's true.
We were as much
I'm
as
not gonna hide.
We got to put our foot in our mouths and be like, listen, man, yeah, we
crow.
did this. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna hide from it. I thought this was gonna be a really good season. It turned out to be not the greatest start to the season. You lose your head coach, and you get the doors blown off you by a team that might be, at the F word, as Nathan likes to say, a team that might be fraudulent. And then you come back and you win a good game against a team that might be good. I don't know about Indiana. They're improved from last year. I can say that. So I'll put my foot in my mouth. I'll eat crow. I'll let you know that, I was extremely excited for the season, and it kind of went down the drain. And I'm still extremely excited with the new staff taking over and the small improvements that we saw defensively, offensively, against Indiana. I know Wet Blanket is saying that he still has some concerns about the offense. And I
do too.
I do too. But at the same time, I feel extremely confident in an offense that is averaging 31 points.
Well,
I understand they got shut down by Oklahoma, who apparently can't stop a nosebleed now, as they got ran all over by Adrian Martinez in Kansas State and then steamrolled by TCU. But I will say this about those two teams that steamrolled Oklahoma. They both had hyper athletic quarterbacks who were not afraid to run the ball. I'm not saying Casey's afraid to run the ball, but he does not run the ball to the same effectiveness as an Adrian Martinez or a Max Duggan. I'm not going to say that's the only reason that those teams won against Oklahoma's defense, but that is a major contributor. As you saw, both of those quarterbacks had huge touchdown runs against Oklahoma.
So now, speaking to Nebraska's offense a little bit, Casey Thompson is banged up quite a bit. He's dealt with a lot. Calf contusions. He's dealt with some AC stuff in his shoulder. He's dealt with, he even said yesterday in his press conference, a couple things that he's taken a couple hits in the jaw, and he's just kind of been banged up, right? And that's what happens when your offensive line is playing subpar. And that's one thing, right, where we're going to have to, if you're Chubba Purdy, you better be ready, right?
Mhm.
And maybe that to an extent here, that's why we're seeing Chuba Purdy in certain situations, in just random situations. Throw him in there. And
You
they'll
saw him
never
run the option.
they'll never come out and admit it. And maybe that's why we see Logan Smothers for certain packages, right? Because at any moment, especially, well, just in football, any moment, but especially with this offensive line, that you're still trying to figure out all the positions and who's, kind of the mixing and matching pieces of it. With this offensive line and in football, yeah, you never know when Casey Thompson might go down, as sad as this is to say. And Nebraska fans are all too familiar with it in the last 4 years with Adrian Martinez. Now, I will also add this part, is it's telling of the recruiting and the attention that's been paid to the offensive line. I think it all falls on Donovan Raiola? No, I don't, because Donovan Raiola just got here.
He's doing what he can with what he was given.
Now the future obviously is going to fall more and more on Donovan Raiola, but Donovan Raiola didn't recruit a lot of these guys. He had to maybe re-recruit them, but out of high school and out of the transfer portal, he did not recruit them.
He brought in
necessarily
2, and one of them is hurt.
One of them's hurt. Hunter Anthony looked decent over the weekend.
Pretty good.
So here's the thing.
And they're still going to be splitting time at that right tackle position. That's what Mickey said. So it'll be Bryce Benhart, Hunter Anthony splitting time at the right tackle position, depending on what's going on in the game, I guess.
So you have to, does it all fall on Hunter Anthony, Donovan Raiola? Absolutely not. Not in my opinion. Now, he's the offensive line coach, and it's his job to get them ready to play on Saturdays. Absolutely. However, it shows the lack of attention that the previous guys in the room had paid attention to the offensive line, or their feeling of, we need to boost and continue to pad this offensive line so that our quarterback doesn't get hurt. Over and over and over again, we saw Adrian Martinez, although he made a lot of mistakes, take a lot of big hits, right? Big hits, because this offensive line barely gave him any time. Now,
how many plays did he keep
Casey
alive
Thompson?
With his legs?
Casey Thompson is more of a true passer, if you will. And now he's already banged up because he's staying in the pocket, right? Husker fans, what did we want last year out of Adrian Martinez? Stay in the pocket longer. Well, now you have that. And now Casey Thompson's staying in the pocket too long and he's getting banged up. And so what's the common denominator there is that the offensive line is struggling and the quarterback is getting hit. So eventually, Nebraska as a program and coaching staff, whoever's in position, will need to start paying more and more attention to the offensive line. Because you cannot, if you want to go down the transfer portal road of quarterbacks, that's fine. But good luck getting guys here when they turn around or when they look at your stats or you see previous seasons and Adrian Martinez had a broken jaw or a fractured jaw or whatever it was and got sacked however many times. I think he got sacked like 29 times, 27 times a season. And then you turn around and Casey Thompson, his first year, is already getting sacked quite a bit as well through the first 5 games. And it's just one of those things where you can go to the transfer portal and get a top 5 transfer portal quarterback every season. But if he's only good for 5 or 6 games, doesn't matter because then it depends on what depth you have behind him. And so that's where you just have to kind of sit back or take a step back, I should say, and realize that offensive line, does it fall on Donovan Raiola? Absolutely, because he is the coach. Does it all fall on Donovan Raiola? I would not say so, because he's basically playing with the cards he was
he was gifted this offensive line and he was asked to do miracles, and then he lost his starting left guard for the season.
And here's the thing,
and then he lost his starting left tackle for the season.
Before we get to break, Tyler makes a really good point on the text line. Once again, 402-464-5685. They recruited decent at the line spot based on some of the recruiting rankings. And absolutely, you would remember, Bryce Benhart was a high 4-star guy that Wisconsin and a lot of other Big Ten programs wanted. Turner Corcoran was a top 70 recruit, according to 24/7 Sports, I believe, out of Kansas.
It was damn near a 5-star.
And a lot of teams wanted him. A lot of Power 5 programs wanted him. That's the thing, Tyler. You're absolutely right. According to recruiting rankings, they've done well. And the once again, the disconnect has just been the development and the stability of that offensive line. So, all right, let's go ahead and get to break. When we come back, we'll possibly rank Big Ten stadiums, which ones you guys want to visit.
Which one you want to go to and watch a game at?
We'll do that as well. Also, I believe we have a visitor from the shops at Piedmont to talk about Oktoberfest. I believe they are waiting for us, so we'll get to them as well at the break. And then also something we didn't get to yesterday, Joel Klatt said something along the lines involving Wisconsin that kind of made my eyebrows raise and my ears perk up a little bit, because it's an angle of this conversation when we talk about firing coaches and whether or not to pay buyouts that I truly didn't think about. So we'll dive into all that throughout the course of the show. No crossover today because Nathan is out of work today. So we're done with the crossover for today. So we'll go ahead and take a break. We'll come back to the happy hour on the ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Need to send a message? Send it with cake. Congratulations? Here's a congratulations chocolate rum cake from Beatrice Bakery. Thank you? Say thank you with an amaretto cake. I'm sorry that I accidentally hit your mailbox with my car as I was backing out of the driveway and then continued right into your prized petunias. You say that with a lemon drop cake. Everybody knows that. Beatrice Bakery in downtown Beatrice or online at beatricebakery.com. Here to help you say whatever it is you need to say. Welcome to our world of yum. You know that feeling after a good, hearty meal? The worries of the world just slip away. Time slows down. Nothing but good times and good company. That's what you get with Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Mary Ellen's does food right, with a menu that includes smoked wings, pulled pork, brisket, catfish. And don't sleep on their sides, shrimp and grits, collard greens, baked beans. It's food that makes your heart happy. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, just east of 27th and Pineland. Let them fix you a plate.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Breakfast tacos, brisket tacos, pork tacos, chicken tacos. You hungry yet? I can keep going. Pork or chicken, queso nachos, queso mac and cheese, hatch mac burritos. Now you're salivating. Muchachos is Lincoln's premier New Mexico barbecue fusion restaurant, and you can't miss them in their bright blue building. Pair that great food with delicious coffee for breakfast and a variety of local and national beers on tap the rest of the day. Order your food online at yomuchacho.com or visit them in person at Muchachos on South 11th Street between L and K Streets.
Another packed fall sports season means it's time to get to N Street Drive-In to fill up on all your beverage needs. Right now, they have tons of fall seasonals and Oktoberfest beers, and you can check out their First Street Brewing and Lucky Bucket selections as their beers of the month. Also, make sure to download the new N Street Drive-In app to order online and to set up delivery right to your front door. And don't forget their top-notch crowler fill system. N Street Drive-In, your one-stop beverage stop at 1801 O Street.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
In your busy life, very little is free, but your next home might be a bit less than you think with a free appraisal from Security First Bank. Free home appraisals from Security First Bank. We're the bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Offer valid through December 31st, 2022 on secondary market new home purchase loans only. One free appraisal per transaction. Appraisals paid for by lender at closing. Subject to lender qualifications. See lender for details. NMLS number 505011.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics.
Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Partly cloudy skies expected here for our Wednesday. We'll top out near 75. Winds out of the northwest at around 15 to 20. Overnight mainly clear, a low dropping down to around 50. We'll see a high tomorrow of 73, but could see falling temperatures by the afternoon as a strong cold front moves in. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary. Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, so here in the office, we have a bowl of candy.
There's a problem.
It is a problem because I catch myself pretty much every commercial break going over and grabbing a couple pieces of candy
all the time.
And Mark and I are in the same boat on this, so I appreciate Mark because I have the safety blanket of Mark's approval.
Yeah, it's really hard to go against Mark's approval, but I will.
Here's the thing. Dots might be one of the most underrated candy out there.
Dots are disgusting. There's nothing. It's just that I don't even know.
But
what
you
the
like
dots
Swedish
are.
fish. Swedish
I
fish.
love Swedish fish.
I think Swedish fish and Dots taste pretty similar.
They don't. Dots taste like hot garbage,
Oh,
melted, and then formed into a weird
dot
thimble.
It's a dot. It is a thimble because I have some in the studio right now,
and they're gross. Swedish fish are delicious, I guess, cherry flavored, fish shaped amazingness.
Whoa!
Straight from Sweden.
They had cinnamon fire dots?
Yeah. Also disgusting.
No way. One of my favorite candies
Not
growing
a fan
up.
of cinnamon fire flavor.
Really? So you're not a hot tamales guy?
I hate hot tamales.
Hot tamale. I could sit there and I could eat a box of hot tamales for probably the entire afternoon. I'm serious.
I'll just set a thing of hot tamales outside in the sun, let them melt, and then throw it away.
That's a waste, Rico.
That's why I don't buy them.
The ginger beard agrees with me. Dots are amazing. Mr. Unlimited says Swedish fish tastes like wax. Dots are fine.
Well,
Thank you, Mr. Unlimited.
You're gonna be Mr. Soft.
Okay, see, wow, that's mean. Dots and Swedish fish taste like wax. Somebody says. So that's two people that believe that they taste like wax.
Dots taste like wax. Swedish fish tastes like beauty.
They taste the same.
They don't.
They do. AJ says this every time I turn on the radio. Rico loses his cool points with me. Excellent.
Good thing you're not cool, so you have no cool points to give out. Ba-boom.
No, you lose your cool points.
I continue my cool points.
Okay,
AJ's not
you.
cool. AJ does not determine how cool points get sent out.
Okay, so Ryan is in on dots as well.
Wow.
Nice work. I did not
Apparently
expect,
everybody is so apparently not underrated, properly rated.
I did not expect a lot of people to be with us on dots.
I did not think I'd be in the minority on this.
But you are. Huh. Welcome to the show, Rico.
Welcome to my regular life.
Maddie's dad, all of Rico's takes are all of Rico's takes wrong? It's a question, not a statement.
Who said that?
Maddie's dad. I read it almost as all of Rico's takes are wrong, but instead he asked a question.
Are all of
Rico's takes wrong?
No. Most of them are right.
I would not say all of them.
Most of them are right. 99% of the time, I'm correct.
Here is
60% of the time.
These are Rico's takes. This is how I would explain it. They start out really, really strong. The takes
I do have strong starts.
They have great starts.
It's like track. I have a strong start.
However, We'll be talking for about 25, 30,
Don't make
45 seconds.
Don't make me explain myself.
Yes, exactly.
Because that's where it falls apart.
You talk for a little bit longer than 30 seconds. And
which is weird considering this is my job.
I sit here and I'm like, where is he going with this?
Yeah, Beats has a good question. How do all these people know what wax tastes like? Why are you guys eating wax? Huh? Maybe that's why your taste buds. No, that's why your taste buds are so warped because you eat wax, and that's why you think that Dots taste good.
This is the problem. When you bring up wax, it's hard for me not to think, and DP is going to get mad at me for this. It'll be the second day in a row after I misquoted the guy yesterday.
Straight garbage. It's a real one.
But DP is going to get mad at me. It's like those stupid wax bottle things.
Those were disgusting.
Those are horrible. And people are psychopaths for what they do with those.
DP told me to chew the whole thing.
Yes, I know. A lot of people do that. I've heard a lot of people.
I almost died that day. There's no flavor. It was all wax.
It was all wax. Well, you get a little bit of it, and it's oh, okay, orange juice.
It was the little and then that was
exactly.
It's like a LaCroix.
And LaCroix are now. We don't need to get into this.
It's like LaCroix are
they're dry water.
Are fizzy water.
It's dry.
That they put whatever so if it's orange flavored LaCroix, they just took the can and put an orange next to it, and then they were like, "There's your orange flavor."
Your orange flavor. That's. Somebody says Dots are the go-to at movies or Skittles. Okay.
Chocolate covered raisins.
I was the same thing as Raisinets.
Yes, Raisinets.
Okay,
chocolate covered raisins. I every time I go to a movie theater, got to get a large thing of popcorn, a Mountain Dew, and some Raisinets.
So Newt says this. He sent a little bit of a typo. It says Rico's cakes, but he meant takes.
Hey,
Rico's takes are like fireworks, big in the beginning, but eventually frizzle into nothing. So
Newt, I would let you know that my cakes are just big.
Thank you. I had to think about that. I had to think about that and how I wanted to answer that.
Good.
Didn't want to go too far.
Good call. Rachel's probably listening.
That's right. Yeah. Somebody says ass over Dots.
Rico's cakes.
What are you choosing, Rico's cakes or Dots? That ass, is Rico caked up?
I used to be. They're getting a little.
No, let's tell us about this.
Haven't worked out in a while, so
we got to go over to Farrell's.
My jeans are a little loose.
Don't
very
forget.
Sad.
Oh, that's right. That's the worst feeling.
Got to get my squats
when your just butt disappears.
The worst, man. I got to wear a belt now.
How dare I?
I used to have a problem. I had to get athletic fit jeans because my thighs and my butt were just.
I agree.
Taking up my jeans.
Rico, we can bond over this, man.
We can. This is
it was tough.
I gotta get back to Farrell's, get some workouts.
They need to make pants that are big thigh friendly.
Exactly. Well, I mean, it's the athletic fit.
In a way.
Everybody's like, oh yeah, I get my skinny. I can't wear skinny jeans. Are you crazy?
Do I look like a skateboarder? Come on. I'm not tall. I'm not tall enough to be. Neither are you, obviously. So
no, not
okay. So I don't know where I wanted to go with this segment necessarily.
I think we're going to talk about stadiums.
We need to talk stadiums because I just wanted to make a statement that once again I thought I was going to be in the minority, but I think Rico might be.
Yeah.
In saying that Dots are extremely underrated.
Yeah, I think they're
underrated.
I think they're overrated. Apparently,
I'm going to eat a Dot right now.
Disgusting.
Anyway, okay.
Have you not died? I mean, that's just you're just eating wax.
It is interesting because now that I sit here, they don't have a whole lot of flavor. I think they're just fun to eat, and that's a big key when you eat candy. Are they fun to eat?
Do you look for funness in eating?
Yeah, I mean that's why people eat Teddy Grahams, right?
No, I eat Teddy Grahams because they're good.
In a way,
do you eat Teddy Grahams because you're a psychopath and you bite the head off? Is that what you do?
I don't.
You bite the legs and the arms off, right?
Well, it reminds me of that Office scene. Come on, Rose. What quality of life are we saving here? No, Rose. They have no arms and legs.
Who would want to live like that?
I would. I will never forget back in we acted out that scene on when we had the Wingman. Don't forget Wingman was a thing. Remember that?
Ripped Wingman.
Wingman was a thing on the DP and Steven show. And me, a previous host here, Tom, or me, a previous host, we all acted out that scene.
That was a good one.
And that was a great day. Staying alive, staying alive.
Okay.
All right, let's done. All right, let's rank Big Ten stadiums.
Woo!
what stadiums would you want to go to? All right, because Rico and I have the stickers up here. And the easiest way to do this might be to do it by division and take the top stadium from each division and put it with the other top stadium.
Well, I feel like I'm gonna make a lot of people angry with some of mine.
I feel like you probably would want to go to like Michigan State.
I want to go to the Woodshed, but no. I saw it on TV. The one that I really want to go to, Indiana.
Really?
Yeah. It looks amazing. At least the couple angles that I saw on
not
TV.
Assembly Hall.
No,
that's basketball.
I would like to go to Assembly Hall, though. I would like to go to Indiana. I mean, obviously, people are going to say, Beaver Stadium, the Horseshoe, the Big House. Like, those three are just common knowledge. Like, that's, you have to go to those if you're a fan of football. Whatever. I'm taking those three out. We're going with the rest of them, right? Indiana for me. Don't know why.
So that's the stadium that you'd want to go to in the Big Ten East?
Yeah. Like I said, the top three are obvious, right? The top three are obvious. It's Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan, not that exact order.
Oh, okay. Order those.
Oh, order those?
I think I'm
Michigan,
the Michigan,
Ohio State, Penn State.
Okay, I'm in the same boat. I would go Michigan. Big time.
I would not like to walking out of the tunnel at the Big House just looks terrible. Have you seen how small it is?
Well, it's small. Here's a take.
And you're super close to the fans.
I don't like stadiums that have tunnel walks on the sides.
What do you mean?
Nebraska's is in the corner, right?
Yeah.
I don't like when they are directly
when they have
behind
to come
the sideline.
straight out of the
when
side?
they come straight out of the side.
Huh.
I don't like it. I don't know why. It's awkward for me when you see like Michigan, for example. When you see Michigan, they hold that like the flag or whatever that they go up and hit and they rip it or whatever.
Some support go blue,
yeah, it's
whatever.
like, yeah, exactly. I guess I don't know if they rip it or not.
No, they just smack it.
They just smack
just
it.
jump up and they all hit it.
Okay, so like when that's happening, I just think it's really awkward because they're not facing all the fans. Like, and I guess in a way, Nebraska's not.
So what you're saying, because you're running towards the other sideline
Yeah,
as
like
opposed to running to an end zone?
Yeah, you're running towards like
the other team
in a very weird way. I'm just out on.
Or you have to like go out and turn and weird. I get you. I don't mind it. I get you though.
I just think it's really weird because it's like you're not running on the field necessarily. You're just running straight up. You like get out of there and it's just automatically a sideline.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know.
Yeah. I just don't like the look of it.
I don't know how many other places do that, but
so I'm all for like Nebraska's corner tunnel walk.
I'm down with that.
I'd much
rather
have
Clemson straight down the middle from the end zone.
See, I don't even know. Like Clemson's would be okay.
Their tradition is kind of weird. Okay, we're getting off topic.
No, it's okay. Let's go into this.
Their tradition is kind of weird. You know that they
like touch the rock, right?
No, not that one. Where they're in their pads and helmets and everything, and they're on the buses and they drive around the stadium like 3 times or 2 times, and then they stop at where Howard's Rock is. They get out and then they all touch the rock and they run down the hill because Clemson Stadium is kind of like in a little bowl. So, but it's because they're on the buses and like part of the tradition is you take the bus and you drive around the stadium like twice.
Whoa,
I think that's dumb.
Is it as dumb as here? True, to be honest, I did not know this. When I was over at Nate's place one night, he made me watch the entrance for Hokie football.
Of course.
Okay.
As he probably
they
has
have
saved
to,
on his phone.
Yeah, they have to walk like a half a mile to get to their tunnel walk.
Oh, they walk to it?
They have to walk.
It's a lot of walk. Maybe that's why they suck so bad. They're tired.
They're tired. Is that somebody question their strength and conditioning coach?
Maybe they should just get a bunch of golf carts.
There you go. A bunch of golf carts.
Just an army of golf carts.
Walk-ons have to walk.
Yeah, walk-ons have to walk. It's part of the job. Walk on.
No, but anyway, and I was like sitting there like it's awkward because you're just walking. If it's a night game, you're just walking in the dark on a sidewalk leading towards the stadium.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
So I didn't like it as much.
We have two different. So Dr. Tom says Michigan Stadium experience is super overrated. Chase B says I think Ohio State Stadium is overrated.
Whoa, I'm big on the Horseshoe. I think the Horseshoe looks cool, and I think obviously at like a night game, we're talking peak atmosphere. You're playing your biggest rival, and under the lights, or Michigan Ohio State at 11 a.m. because that's a thing. So that's where this conversation's going into play. AJ says, does Virginia Tech have the best entrance? I mean, yes,
it's up there.
It's pretty close.
It's up there.
Interesting. That's okay. So once again, 402-464-5685. Somebody just asked this on the text line. We can go ahead and confirm this before we take a break.
Before we go to the Big Ten
Or
West.
yeah, go to the Big Ten West. Just read on Husker Extra that Matt Davison is leaving the athletic department. Can you guys confirm? Yes, he is.
Confirm.
He is. He is starting a new NIL collective called 1890. Why 1890? Because Nebraska played the Omaha YMCA in their first game for UNL football.
The old
in
Gold
1890.
Knights.
Yep, in 1890.
And they won 10-0.
There it is.
And their coach's name.
Shut out. The first game.
Their first 2 games were shutouts.
The first. Okay, how about that in the first season?
10-0 over Omaha YMCA and then 18-0 over Doane.
Okay. We should get some stats. We should figure out some statistics.
I just don't think they're going to have stats.
Do you think the whole stat broadcast thing?
Their head coach at the time, his name was Langdon Frothingham. And I am down with that.
How about that?
Langdon Frothingham.
Maddie's dad says, I want to go to Rutgers. Think about all the elbow room. I like that.
You're not wrong. So they're doing a blackout, right? And they're giving like the first 1,000 or 10,000 students buttons and shirts, right? But I saw somebody posted the stadium seating chart or whatever, or like the ticket thing. A lot of empty seats.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I wonder. I mean, Rutgers doesn't usually necessarily sell out on a Saturday. I was curious
on a Friday. I mean, it's Friday
if
night.
they were going to sell out on a Friday.
No, give me
not even
Indiana.
sell out,
Let me go to Indiana State.
All right. Okay. If we're taking Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State out of it,
obviously, I mean, those 3 are easy choices.
Obvious. I've heard bad things about East Lansing.
Really?
Yeah. I just heard there's like nothing to do there.
You're just going to a football game. You're not doing anything else.
Do I want to go to Maryland?
I've driven by Maryland's campus. I've driven by it. Beautiful.
Okay, so maybe Maryland.
Don't know about the football stadium. I know the campus is gorgeous, though.
All right. I mean, Nebraska had good memories there in 2019 or 2018, I believe, of doing things there. So, all right. So we'll do. Okay, so Maryland. Okay, Big Ten West. Before we get to break and get to our final segment. Okay, Nebraska has to be taken out of this list.
Yeah, obviously. It's Minnesota. I don't care what anybody says. It's Minnesota.
I'm actually excited
if
to go.
If you say Camp Randall, I'm going to kick you in the shin.
I'm not. I'm excited to go to Iowa City.
Iowa City?
The whole wave thing?
Okay, that's one part of it.
Why would you want to go to Wisconsin?
I don't want to go to Wisconsin.
No, I'm saying why
Camp
would
Randall is overrated.
If you went to Wisconsin, you'd want to go to the jump around part.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably.
So it's the same thing for Iowa.
I want to go to Minnesota because it looks gorgeous.
I don't want to go to an Iowa football game because it's boring. I want to go to the stadium. I would rather go to the Iowa football stadium I would rather go to Kinnick when it's empty than to a football game.
Kinnick Stadium looks garbage.
I don't think that's bad. Like, that's not Bach-esque of me to say that.
No, it's not. But give me Minnesota Stadium. It's newer. It's probably the newest. No, it definitely is the newest of all of the Big Ten stadiums. Give me Minnesota. It looks gorgeous. Plus, you're in Minneapolis.
Minneapolis is cool.
Love Minneapolis.
Never been to Iowa City. We'll figure it out on Thanksgiving this year. All right, let's go ahead and get to break. When we come back, we will be joined by Brian of the Shops at Piedmont. They're getting ready to talk about their Oktoberfest. It's coming up this Saturday, and it looks like he may have brought some goodies.
I ain't mad at you.
And so we'll taste test, it sounds like, and we'll talk a little bit about it, get you ready for Oktoberfest this Saturday at the Shops at Piedmont. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Happy Hour.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 27th Street.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Another packed fall sports season means it's time to get to N Street Drive-In to fill up on all your beverage needs. Right now, they have tons of fall seasonals and Oktoberfest beers, and you can check out their First Street Brewing and Lucky Bucket selections as their beers of the month. Also, make sure to download the new N Street Drive-In app to order online and to set up delivery right to your front door. And don't forget their top-notch crowler fill system. N Street Drive-In, your one-stop beverage stop at 1801 O Street.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. October often presents all 4 seasons within 1 month. Are you and your feet prepared for the highs and lows? Stop in now to Brown Shoe Fit for a fall sale. Get $10 to $15 off any regular price shoe over $70. Save on dress shoes, athletic shoes, boots, and even hiking shoes. Brown's has great brands like Brooks, New Balance, Clarks, Hoka, Merrell, and more. Some exclusions may apply, so see store for details. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today for their fall sale, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
In your busy life, very little is free, but your next home might be a bit less than you think with a free appraisal from Security First Bank. Free home appraisals from Security First Bank. We're the bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Offer valid through December 31st, 2022 on secondary market new home purchase loans only. One free appraisal per transaction. Appraisals paid for by lender at closing. Subject to lender qualifications. See lender for details. NMLS number 505011.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit ASBMidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary, presented by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary hanging out with you guys. We're going to wrap up the show here in a little bit, but first we have to do something very important. We're joined by Brian from the shops at Piedmont. Hello, Brian. How's it going?
Hey, good to be with you.
All right, so you guys have Oktoberfest coming up this Saturday.
Yes, the 7th annual Piedmont Oktoberfest. We actually started this in 2015. Only year we haven't done it is 2020. And basically, it is an event that we do to celebrate small businesses here in Lincoln. Obviously, I bring in beer from Germany and all over the U.S., but we really have a focus on local businesses, local food, and just a good time for the community.
Okay, so we have, let's see, there are 6 cans or 2 bottles and 4 cans sitting in front of us. There are a couple varieties of beer that you brought in today. Let's go ahead and start tasting them, and then we'll dive into a little bit more of what the what's happening this Saturday here. So just kind of explain what they are, I suppose.
All right. So we have 14 different beers on tap. And we actually have more in the wing, but we'll have 14 on at all times. So I'm going to start you off Backswing.
Okay.
Backswing, this is going to be their backspin. I believe it's their apple wheat. And man, that's foamy. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. That's okay.
But essentially, Backspins actually are one of our presenting sponsors. They help us get the SDL. They help us put on the event. Backswing's been an amazing partner with us. And so this is one of the beers that we're going to have there. And again, this is kind of the showcase on, the local beer that we have here in Lincoln. We're going to have White Elm on tap. We're going to have Zipline on tap. We're going to have, and I can't think of Empyrean beer on tap. We're going to have their Aries Mars, and Rico did not like that beer.
I got all foam.
Oh, Rico got all foam.
Yeah,
I was trying to work my way down to the thing.
It was a bad pour. I apologize profusely for that.
No, it's honestly like I got through the foam and it's good. Your
I'm trying to work my way through it, so I got all foam, and I was like, I'm just going to deal with this for a second.
No, I got through the foam and it tastes really, really good. Okay, so just to kind of give some folks, once again, head over to the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You can kind of check out what's happening here in the studio. Once again, we got Brian from the Shops of Piedmont. They have their Oktoberfest this Saturday from 5 to 11 p.m. You don't have to worry about a Husker game because obviously Nebraska plays on Friday. Here's ticket information. So you can buy the basic tickets that get you entry, 3 tickets for the domestic and craft beers for $33, and you will be able to buy extra beers on top of that, correct?
Oh, absolutely.
And so you were telling us that if you buy them ahead of time, you can actually use a promo code, the ticket, for an extra 10% off.
Yes. So whether you're buying the basic package, whether you're buying the VIP package, or whether you're buying extra tickets, we'll get you 10% off that.
All right. What was the second one that you just handed us?
Another local beer. That's Zipline Fest beer.
Okay.
So this is actually one of my favorite local Oktoberfest, although it's not an Oktoberfest. It's a fest beer, which is going to be a little bit lighter, a little bit smoother. But man, let's just say those guys at Zipline do a good job on this one.
Yeah, this is really, really good. Once again, Brian mentioned the VIP package for $42. You obviously get the entry. You get the 3 tickets for domestic, craft, and German beers. You get a custom koozie and then 1 raffle entry to win one of the 2 packages at the Residence Inn by Marriott. Now, if you're worried about driving home, don't you worry, because they will have Safe Rides Home presented by Z-Trip, there for the people in case you do get a little too intoxicated.
Yeah, so actually the Nebraska Department of Transportation Highway Safety is actually the sponsor of it, and they work with Z-Trip to make sure that we get everybody home safe.
That's awesome.
So it's a pretty good time. So one other thing to let you know is if you come to the event, even if you don't drink, you come in, it's $9. Gets you in, gets the atmosphere, gets the, you can enjoy the food, the music, and once you walk through those gates, you sign up for raffles. We have dozens and dozens and dozens of raffle prizes. So our partner gives us tons of concert tickets. So we have concert tickets to Blake Shelton, Pentatonics, Dave Matthews, the Chicago Musical.
Wow.
We have 6 months free of Allo Gig Fiber.
Jeez, all right.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. Wait a minute.
Wait
a minute.
This isn't even it. And on top of that, all of our different distributors and beer providers give us little things. And Craft Axe Throwing is going to come in as you walk in. We're going to have some kids axe throwing stuff set up there. So the foam axes with the kind of plastic one, and you walk in, you get a free throw. You hit a bullseye, we give you an extra drink ticket, and that's part of that Craft Axe Throwing. We'll be giving away 3 different date nights there throughout it. $50 gift cards. So you and a date.
You ever been to Craft Axe Throwing?
So actually,
it's
here's the truth. I'm going Saturday morning or Saturday like mid-afternoon or early afternoon before I come. So I'll be practicing.
Wow, cheater.
I didn't know Craft Axe Throwing was going to be there.
Well, I didn't either until 4 days ago.
That is amazing.
Dude, Craft Axe Throwing, so much fun. We went when they first opened up. They came and sponsored, or they came to the station and wanted us to go, so we all went there. It's like a little group outing. So much fun.
Oh, it was a great time.
Also found out that I'm like not terrible at it. I thought I was going to be awful. Not bad.
Sure.
The two-handed axes are more fun than the little ones, though.
Yeah,
You like the two-handed, you got to come all the way back.
Are they just bigger?
Yeah,
the
they're bigger.
two-handed
Yeah,
ones.
I mean, if you're big enough, you don't need two hands.
Rico's not big
They
enough.
said you had to. They told all of us we had to use two hands. Even Mark had to use two hands.
Have you gone for the ninja throwing stars?
No,
the playing
I have
cards,
not.
the knives.
I have not.
Oh
That
yeah, you
sounds
can
like
throw.
fun.
They have
all that.
everything.
They have
Really?
everything.
They were showing the trick shots too. Somebody's throwing it
No
like between their
way.
legs. Somebody went behind their back. It was awesome.
I did
All right.
behind or in between the legs once, and then I realized it wasn't worth the risk.
No.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Yeah, no. Okay, so then, just to name. Okay, so you said that this Hacker Shore. What is this one? How do you pronounce
Yeah,
this
Hacker
one?
Shore. You haven't had that one yet.
I have not.
No, not yet.
And you said that was the best one out of the ones that you
We
brought.
said that one was the
Out
authentic.
of the ones I brought.
Out of the ones you
It is
brought.
not the best.
Okay.
The best one that we're going to have there is the Inger Oktoberfest, which,
Okay.
if you look at the rankings over the last 10 years, I would be surprised if any less than 8 of those times that was named the best beer in the world that particular year.
Really?
It is unbelievable. Yeah, we always have that there as well.
So you're
Okay,
telling
so
me you're
I'll
gonna
have to
have
make
the
sure
best
that.
beer in the world.
Absolutely, if you get a VIP package.
Well, there you go, everybody. Get yourself a VIP package.
Same with
to
this Hacker
Oktoberfest.
Shore will be
Here's
there.
the thing. Here's the thing to remember, guys. So the VIP package, yes, it's $42 for a night. But here's the deal. If you use promo code the ticket, you have to pre-purchase it. You have to pre-purchase the VIP ticket, and you can do so at www.theshopsatpiedmont.com. It's Pied Mont.com.
And shops is PPES.
Oh yes, thank you,
That's the
thank you,
important
Brian.
part.
And so here's the thing: VIP,
Shoppes.
yeah, exactly.
The
so
shoppes.
So VIP is $42. Like Brian said, you will be able to try the German beer, the number one beer in the world. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it again.
Inger.
That's
Inger.
hard.
I thought it was gonna be a lot more.
You are the guy
complicated.
that's very. You're like a mini Sipple when it comes to pronunciations.
Oh no!
In a way.
No.
Don't put me on that level.
Oh no, he is. He tries to pronounce. Like, he'll look at things. He'll try to pronounce it, and you give him a weird look. It's like, what are you talking about?
Mark told me he was a mini Happer.
Maybe it's a little bit of both.
Oh boy, I don't know.
Happer did call Sipple his dad, so
Sipple is not my dad, so
He's your
they're
grandpa.
okay. He's my grandpa.
Yeah.
Okay. That would make Happer my dad. So I
Exactly.
don't think so.
So
Anyway,
anyways.
the shops at Piedmont VIP will get you entry, the 3 tickets for 3 drink tickets, a custom koozie, and then you automatically get 1 raffle entry to win one of 2 packages at the Residence Inn by Marriott. There will be live entertainment. The B Street Band will be there, correct?
Yeah. So
There you go.
Aloe, who's giving away the 6 months of fiber, they are an entertainment sponsor. So not only are they doing, for instance, the bands that we have up on there, but they're sponsoring most of our giveaways.
Now this might be a bad question for me, but this is your 7th year of doing it.
Yes.
Is it an outdoor event?
It is an outdoor event,
Okay.
but we have a giant tent that we set
Perfect.
up there. We've done it 7 years. We had 1 year of bad weather in there that it was amazing weather until lightning decided to start out of the blue.
Yeah.
That was a bummer being underneath the tent with metal poles, but look at the weather. It's going to be
It's gonna be nice.
absolutely
Perfect.
phenomenal. I think it's high in upper 60s and then
That's
low in
perfect
like
drinking.
58.
Perfect drinking bad weather.
Exactly.
And a nice little hoodie, some jeans, some
Perfect
sweatpants.
axe throwing
It's gonna be
weather.
perfect.
Exactly.
Let-
So
sorry to interrupt, Brian. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. We'll continue with Brian after this.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
All right, Nick Sainer, Rico, Brian from the shops at Piedmont with us as well. Now, Brian, you do not have to pre-purchase the tickets. If you want to use the promo code, get 10% off, you need to pre-purchase them. But to just come and hang out, you do not.
Oh, yeah. A lot of our sales actually come the day of the event. It's people who show up who didn't know what they were going to do. A lot of people who are doing the market-to-market relay are coming afterwards to grab a beer to replenish. And so absolutely, we have people coming the day of and still getting tickets. And even if you don't drink, come on in. Bring your dog if it's friendly and just have a good time. Oh, yeah. There's lots of dogs there.
Dog,
It's a good
here's
time.
beer, axe throw. I don't know how this day could get any better.
Here's the good news, all right? We do have a pair of tickets to give away as well right now. So
my goodness.
with Brian here, we're going to give away 2 tickets. Brian, pick a number 1 through 5.
I was going to say 1 through 10.
I don't want to do that to Mark.
1 through 10.
1 through 10?
1 through 10.
1 through 10.
Well, let's do this. The number of times Jake Sorensen has won the yodeling contest.
Is that once?
That is once.
All right, so
we'll make it easy.
Caller number 1.
Ooh.
Call in right now, and you will win just a pair, 2 tickets to Oktoberfest this Saturday night, 5 to 11 p.m. 402-464-5685. The phone lines are lighting up.
Just lighting up. Speaking
just like
of Jake
that.
Sorensen in a yodeling contest.
Yeah, what is this?
2000. Oh man, what year was it? 2008, 2009.
Okay.
Jake got up there, and this is back when Brett Kane, did the yodeling thing where the yodel goes up the
yeah.
And Jake was feeling pretty good at that point and decided he wanted to get in on the yodeling contest. So he literally just got up on stage with the microphone, repeated that yodel, and won first place, even though there were 10, 11 people in it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the cool part I haven't mentioned. We have competitions throughout the night, by the way. You got a Lidl, you got some lederhosen, wear it. We give away mini kegs
That
and
is
other
unreal.
prizes.
Mini kegs.
Oh, Hofbrauhaus Oktoberfest mini kegs.
So, fun fact, I've been to the Hofbrauhaus.
Which one? There's
the one in Munich.
In Munich.
In
Nice.
Munich. It was the best night of my life.
Oh, yeah.
Over when I was in Europe, when I was 18.
How old were you guys?
I was 18. It was legal to drink, obviously legal to drink at 18 over there. And I will never forget. It's like it's multiple stories. And I believe every hour they like crack a whip and they like a guy stands. I have a video of it that I'll have to show you guys.
Interesting.
It is awesome. One of my best experience in my life was at the Hofbrauhaus.
That's great.
It was awesome.
I don't have anything like that. I've just been here.
Well, I mean, we have the yodeling contest. We have the costume contest. Once you have a few drinks, we have a pretzel eating competition. So even if you're just hungry,
I don't even need drinks.
I
I'll
turned
just eat
around
pretzel.
one year and my mom was standing behind me for that. That's an interesting
Really?
story. Yeah.
Are they the giant pretzels even?
Yes.
Oh my!
And you got to eat 2 of them.
This is
now.
awesome.
Granted, she had a few, and she just decided she was just going to stand up there and eat slowly because she was hungry.
She's like, I had free food.
I'm in.
Mom, I would have bought you a pretzel. We have a Stein holding competition that goes from like 7:30 to 9:30.
So what is the Stein holding cup? Is that the
Oh,
giant mugs?
You have a 1-liter mug full of beer. You have to keep it a right angle, and you got to hold it, and it's a lot harder than you think. I can promise you that.
That is unbelievable. I don't know. I have to decide which one I want to test or I want to do on Saturday. Probably the pretzel eating.
Definitely the pretzel eating.
That's going to be the one that's right up
So
my
when
alley.
I hear Stein holding, the first thing I thought of was how many Steins you can hold. But I was like, I don't want people dropping those. What's going on here?
No, they're big glass steins full of beer.
Gee whiz. Okay, so shout out to Tyler. He is the winner of the pair of tickets to Oktoberfest. The shops thank you. The shops at Piedmont. We got a question on the text line. Once again, we'll have a couple minutes left in this segment. We're probably about 2 minutes left. So if you have any questions on anything, make sure you get those in for Brian here. Once again, Brian from the shops at Piedmont hanging out with us to talk about Oktoberfest this Saturday, October 8th from 5 to 11 p.m. They asked, is there a designated place to park?
So there's still about half the parking lot. But then after that, we work with the neighborhood of Piedmont. And
Perfect.
With it being one night, they're usually not too upset with having the sidewalks done. But, a great place to park is in the parking lot or directly behind it. There's that school there in the park right behind it, Piedmont Park. And so if you kind of park around that area, that's you may have to walk a block or two, but it's pretty good.
The weather's going to be beautiful.
Oh,
so
it'll be fun.
We're going to
just bring your hoodie.
We're going to be just fine.
Bring your drinking appetite.
Yes, exactly. And your eating appetite because there'll be plenty
apparently.
of food and plenty of
yeah.
opportunities.
We have the Parthenon coming to do some of their food. We got Otilli's, which is going to come do their homemade brats or homemade sauerkraut and all of that there. And then we have Sky Mart, which is going to come do, different steak bowls, barbacoa, all those different things. So we have a big mix, and obviously you can get pretzels as well. So
that's awesome. All right.
Steak bowl.
All right. So once again, head over to the shops at Piedmont.com. Once again, it's SHOPPES.
How many of those have you drank?
I promise just a swig of each one. SHOPPES at Piedmont, Piedmont.com, the shops at Piedmont.com to pre-purchase your tickets. And if you use the promo code, the ticket, you will get 10% off. In addition, if you want to buy any extra drink tickets online beforehand, use that promo code, the ticket, and you'll receive 10% off. But you can buy them at the door. So just show up if you want to. If it's a last minute plan, you guys have plans as of right now, but Saturday afternoon, you're not doing anything. Come on down the shops at Piedmont, and you'll be able to
finally get that
enjoy
babysitter.
it.
Just show up.
Which was your favorite, by the way?
The Hacker Shore.
Yeah, kind of
Hacker Shore. I also like the Fest beer.
Oh, it's good.
I would,
does a good
I would take the Fest beer over or the Hacker
backswing
Shore.
was really good.
Yeah, so I brought these because they're all kind of a little bit different. And we actually have everything from ciders to IPAs to Dunkels to Oktoberfest to the apple wheat. We have a little bit of everything. So those who don't like the darker beer or don't like Oktoberfest, we got everything for you.
And it's the number one beer in the world will be there.
Inger Oktoberfest.
All right, there you go. Brian, appreciate it, man.
Hey, thank you guys.
That's
very
awesome.
much.
All right, so once again, the shop's at Piedmont. Make sure you head over there on Saturday night. I'm going to make my way down there. Tyler's going to make his way down there because he won the tickets.
I think I might end up making my way down there. We just got to get a babysitter. I think we're going to go to the softball games before that.
Sounds like a great afternoon.
Gonna have a great Saturday.
There you go.
So there you go. Plenty of opportunities for you guys to win prizes, to win raffles, as well as just have a good evening. It's going to be beautiful weather, so make sure you head over to the shops at Piedmont. We'll give away tickets throughout the week, so make sure you stay tuned to the happy hour. But that will do it for Rico and myself. Stick around. There's no Nathan Brennan today, so Bach will be in with Strick. It's going to be a throwback to On the Block with Strick and Bach here in a little bit, and then Old School with DP&J will round out your afternoon of programming. Tomorrow, we'll dive deep in on Rutgers. We might try to get one of their beat writers on the show as well. We had something originally lined up, but something came up and they had to cancel. So we'll figure out a change, but we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. See ya.
Adios.
October often presents all 4 seasons